That's not working. Well, it was not a good night for us, to say the least. We had a very disappointing night Sunday night, and this was just exactly like that. It's very disappointing. We did not do a very good job. And when I say we, I mean everybody, including the head coach. First 3 or 4 minutes, it was easy because we were running up and down the court, and we didn't get stops after that, and then all of a sudden our running game stopped, and then it got much harder. They did a nice job in their zone. We did not do a good job in our movement. It's all we've worked on the last couple of days. But I've got to do a better job. You know, when you go to school here and you coach here as an assistant and then you come back and coach here, it's a feeling of ownership, and it's a feeling of pride. And right now I'm not doing a very good job with this basketball team, and that's the hardest thing there is that I've ever had to say. We have wonderful kids in that locker room. We're not playing very well right now. We're not doing the little things that help us out a great deal. Even down the stretch when it's a 2-possession game, we have 2 turnovers in a row. We have a couple of silly turnovers, and you know, you can't do those kind of things. You know, you can look at 1,000 things and point out 1,000 reasons why it came like it did, but the bottom line is Miami played better than we did. Their coach coached better than I did. I have, as I said, great kids in that locker room, and we're going to keep going to work every day, and we're going to try to practice as hard as we can and try to do a better job. And you know, Miami came in 0-2, and it was a great win for them. That's what I told some of the kids. I said, great win, because you don't want to be 0-3. But the bottom line is that we've got to do something better in the next game, or we're going to be faced with that same thing. But I do feel mentally probably worse than I've ever felt as a head coach right now. And that also shows what blessed life I've had. But I've got good kids. I've got to do a better job with them. Okay?
Coach, you mentioned there's was lack of motion the primary issue, or there's different things involved?
You know, Greg, excuse me, there's a lot of things. I think motion or movement wasn't very consistent, wasn't very intelligent movement. And then we'd sort of pass and stand still for a second instead of moving immediately. And we had some good looks and didn't make them. You know, they had 7 block shots. We had some things around the rim, and they made it tough for us. So I think it was really a little bit of everything. You know, we're limited in the number of people that make 3-point shots, and so I still want to get the ball inside, and then if it comes back out, that's fine. But it wasn't a very good game for us offensively.
With Marcus, it's 2 straight games he's struggled. Is there anything in the last 2 games that's gone wrong for him you can pinpoint other than the shots not going in?
You know, I don't know. He's such a wonderful kid. I asked him at practice yesterday or the day before. I said, Sunday night, am I playing you too many minutes? Is it stamina? Were you hurt? I said, or is it just a bad game? He said, no, Coach, it wasn't that. He says, it was a terrible game. I just played terribly. He's one of the most responsible kids. He has more accountability than just about any kid I've ever coached. If I were to go in there to him right now and say it, he'd say the same thing. But maybe I have played him too many minutes. You know, as a coach right now, the last 2 games, you start questioning everything you do, from silly stuff like what coat do you wear to what kind of defense you're playing. And so it was. I don't know the answer. I guess the best thing is if I knew the answer, I would have already changed it, kind of thing.
JP had the big dunk, and then James cut it down to 2. It looked like you guys were kind of turning a corner at that point. What do you think happened after that?
We had a breakdown defensively, and they get a layup. If I'm not mistaken, I can't remember exactly the play now, but I think we had a trap, and they got a layup out of it. And then we miss an easy one the next time when it was a 2-possession game, and then they get another basket. And I think you have to congratulate them again. I mean, it's they made some plays when we did. It was 8, and I think we got it to we never had the ball with it just to 1 possession. We had the ball a couple times when it was 4, but when we get it inside that, we never got it back when it was a 1-possession game because they kept making baskets.
Is there anything you can draw on from having been 0-2 last year in somewhat of a similar position?
You know, that'd be nice, you know, because I've been 0-2 now 1, 2, 3 times I know of. It could have been more. First time was, I think it was 91 at Kansas, and we ended up playing for the national championship. The second time, I think, was 09. We won the national championship, and the third time was last year, but there could be another time. I try not to. I've got enough useless information in my mind without trying to remember all those bad things. But you know, we've got a challenge in front of us. Go play at Syracuse. You know, so it's. But my team's just we not my team. We just got to do a better job.
How are they doing? Do you feel like they're starting to question themselves, doubt themselves?
Whose is this? Is that one?
No, I can't tell.
That one? Let the person have it back. I got enough problems with out the table vibrating up here.
I mean, do you see them doubting themselves, questioning
No,
themselves?
and there's no question we're feeling the stress. You know, you do that at North Carolina. You're not supposed to lose. We've had that a couple of times in my time period here, including 09. And but those guys were also extremely confident. But our kids are feeling the stress, and I've got to make sure that we don't feel sorry for ourselves. You know, we got to keep competing. I didn't mean to cut you off, Brett, but I think it's what.
Anybody else? Coach, off topic, did you have a comment about the CNN story?
Yeah, you know, our university and athletic department, or I guess it's just the university, released a statement, and I agree with that. I don't believe it's true. It's totally unfair. I'm really proud of the kids we brought in here. I'm really proud of what our student athletes have done. That's not fair. I've been here 10 recruiting classes, I guess. We haven't brought anybody in like that. We've had one senior since I've been here that did not graduate. Anybody can make any statement they want to make, but that is not fair. The University of North Carolina doesn't do that. University of North Carolina doesn't stand for that. And I think I don't believe it's true, and I'm really, really bothered by the whole thing. People have taken their chances and beaten up on us for quite a while, but we're going to survive this, and I'm really proud of my kids. Anybody that says anything like that's not right. And every kid and I can't say others, but I know what the program's been for 100 years. Every one of the kids that we've recruited in 10 years, you'd take home with you and let you guard your grandchildren. And I'm really proud of my kids. Is that enough, Steve?
Players are available.